You're going about your day when suddenly a disturbing thought crashes into your mind. Maybe it's violent, maybe it's inappropriate, maybe it's just deeply negative. And the worst part, you didn't invite it, it just appeared. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Intrusive thoughts are one of the most common struggles people face, yet we rarely talk about them. Today I want to share a biblical framework for dealing with these unwanted mental visitors, not by ignoring them, but by taking back control. Here's what you need to understand first. Your mind is a battlefield. In 2 Corinthians 10, Paul doesn't sugarcoat this reality. He talks about spiritual warfare, about strongholds, and about the need to take every thought captive. Notice he says every thought, not just the good ones. This means we have both the responsibility and the ability to choose what stays in our minds and what gets shown the door. The problem is, most of us treat intrusive thoughts like unwanted guests we're too polite to confront. We let them sit in our mental living room, making us uncomfortable, hoping they'll eventually leave on their own. But here's the truth. You don't have to host thoughts that hurt you. So what do you actually do when an intrusive thought strikes? Let me give you 3 practical steps. Step 1. Name it and claim authority. The moment you recognize an intrusive thought, call it what it is. Don't spiral into shame thinking, "Why am I thinking this?" or "What's wrong with me?" Simply acknowledge, this is an intrusive thought. It doesn't define me, and I'm not giving it power. This is what it means to take a thought captive. You're not pretending it isn't there. You're refusing to let it take the driver's seat. You're asserting that you, under God's authority, get to decide what occupies your mental space. Step 2. Redirect with truth. Philippians 4:8 gives us a checklist. Think about what's true, noble, right, pure, lovely, and admirable. This isn't just nice poetry. It's a strategic battle plan. When that toxic thought appears, immediately pivot to something true. If the thought says you're worthless, counter it with the truth, I am loved by God. I am created with purpose. If it's a disturbing image, replace it with a memory of beauty, a sunset you saw, a moment of laughter with a friend. The key is speed. Don't debate with the intrusive thought. Don't analyze it. Just redirect. Think of it like changing channels. You don't negotiate with the horror movie on screen, you just switch to something better. Step 3. Move your body. Here's something practical that often gets overlooked. Your body and mind are connected. Sometimes the fastest way to interrupt a thought pattern is to interrupt your physical pattern. Jesus said to love God with your heart, soul, mind, and strength. That last part matters. When your mind feels stuck, get your body moving. Go for a walk while praying out loud. Do jumping jacks while listing things you're grateful for. Call someone and have a real conversation. Physical action breaks the mental loop. It's hard for your brain to obsess over a negative thought when you're actively engaged in the physical world. Now, while these steps help in the moment, let's talk about prevention. If you're constantly battling intrusive thoughts, you might need to audit what you're consuming. Think about it this way. If you spend hours scrolling through negative news, watching dark content, or listening to music that glorifies destructive behavior, you're essentially training your brain in negativity. We become what we behold. John 3:30 says, "He must increase, I must decrease." What if you applied that to your daily habits? What if you decreased the amount of mental junk food and increased the amount of life-giving content? I'm not saying you need to live in a bubble, but maybe swap 30 minutes of doom scrolling for 30 minutes of worship music. Maybe replace one binge watch session with reading something that actually builds you up. Small shifts create big changes over time. Here's what I want you to remember. Having an intrusive thought doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you human. What matters is what you do next. You have more power than you think. You can identify the thought, reject its authority, fill your mind with truth, and take physical action. These aren't just religious concepts. They're practical tools that work. And on the days when it feels overwhelming, when the thoughts come faster than you can handle, remember this: you are not fighting this battle alone. God's strength is available to you, His peace is real, and His love for you isn't affected by what pops into your head uninvited. So the next time an intrusive thought strikes, don't panic. You know what to do. Name it, redirect it, and move. You've got this. And above all else, hold on to this one thought. You are deeply, completely, and unconditionally loved.